We often think of the Ten Commandments and the temple rituals as something that descended directly from heaven in a unique form. But what if these laws were written in a language that the entire ancient world already understood? Today, we will see how Israel took the legal formulas of great empires and the architecture of pharaohs to create their own unique faith. The contract with the great king, the Hittite connection. In the 1950s, the scholar George Mendenhall noticed something extraordinary. The structure of the Book of Exodus is almost a carbon copy of the diplomatic treaties of the Hittite Empire. These were agreements between a great king and his vassal people. Let's compare them. In Hittite treaties from the 14th century BCE, the preamble states, "These are the words of the great king, the sun, the king of the Hatti land." In the Bible, we see the exact same opening. "I am the Lord your God." Next comes the historical prologue, a list of the king's good deeds. The Hittite king writes, "When I rescued you from the hands of your enemies." The Bible echoes this almost word for word. "Who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery." The Israelites took the most modern legal format of their time to declare a revolutionary idea. Their only great king was God, not a human tyrant. The roots of justice, the Code of Hammurabi. When we read the laws about theft, injuries, or property in the Bible, we see a striking similarity to the Code of Hammurabi, written in Babylon 500 years before Moses. Look at the law regarding physical injury. The Code of Hammurabi, Article 196, states, "If a man has destroyed the eye of another man, his own eye shall be destroyed." The Bible, Exodus 21:24, repeats this exactly. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Or consider the law of the goring ox. If an ox kills a person, the owner is held responsible. This was a standard legal practice of that era, which historian James Pritchard calls the common law of the ancient Near East. The Pharaoh's tent, the Tabernacle. Now for the most shocking discovery, the design of the Tabernacle and the Ark of the Covenant. Where did this layout come from? Archaeologist Michael Homan conducted a comparative analysis in the early 2000s and found a direct prototype, the military camp and throne tent of Pharaoh Rameses II. On the reliefs of the Battle of Kadesh, 1274 BCE, you can see the pharaoh's personal tent. Its proportions, 2:1, and its division into two sections, the main sanctuary and the inner sanctum, are identical to the biblical description of the tabernacle. Notice how the pharaoh's mobile shrine was guarded. Just like the biblical ark, it was surrounded by images of winged protective deities. In Egyptian iconography, specifically on the ritual barks and portable chests of the New Kingdom, we see the winged solar disk and the figures of Horus or Isis spreading their wings to protect the sacred space. These winged guardians are the direct archaeological ancestors of the golden cherubim that covered the mercy seat of the ark with their wings. Furthermore, in Tutankhamun's tomb, archaeologists found portable shrines and chests. They are gold boxes with poles for carrying, topped with winged protective figures. To the Israelites, God was their commander-in-chief, so they built him a general's tent according to the highest Egyptian royal standards. The ritual language, Canaanite roots. Regarding animal sacrifices, the smoke, the blood, the altars, the key evidence comes from the city of Ugarit. Excavations led by Claude Schaefer starting in 1929 uncovered thousands of clay tablets describing Canaanite rituals. It turned out that the terms for sacrifices in the Bible, such as olah, burnt offering, or shelamim, peace offering, were used by the Canaanites centuries before Israel existed. The Israelites didn't invent these rituals from scratch. They used a common language of worship that was understood by everyone in the land of Canaan. Conclusion. We see that the Bible is not an isolated island. It is a melting pot of the greatest ideas of antiquity. Israel took the laws of the Babylonians, the diplomacy of the Hittites, and the architecture of the Egyptians to build a society where the king is not a man, but an invisible God. This wasn't plagiarism. It was a magnificent cultural transformation,